Hey y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. Thank you all for being here and being on my channel and tuning in and getting all the astro gossip and news from me. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you will not miss a beat. Anytime I upload anything, any new astro highlight, any new forecasts or anything new that I will be uploading about astrology in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you will not miss anything, okay? Now, if you are returning to my channel, welcome back. You know how it is, you know how we do here. So now, before we get into this week's forecast and all that good stuff, I just want to get the announcements out of the way. First and foremost, I have a new promotion for the Celestial City coming out tomorrow. So if you are not following me on any of my social media platforms, go ahead and do that. You can find those links in the description box below. And that information will be coming out on all platforms. I'm all over the place, everywhere. Also, I will be uploading a video here on YouTube, so look out for that. There's a new promotion for the membership, the House of Chiron membership. It's called Celestial City. And in this, we have Reiki that is offered once a month for everyone in the membership. Also, you get your astrology forecast every month for you. And you can read or listen to the astrology forecast for you and maybe even, you know, a loved one because you get access to all 12. So that is something also that you receive. And you get the PDF files and the ebooks and the documents, and you get webinars, and then you get a discount to any event or any new service that I have. You get a discount for Reiki if you want another like Reiki service, or you know, consistent Reiki, you get a discount to that as well. So there's so much going on with the membership, but you get all of that for $33.33 per month. You can find that information in the description box, but also just look out for the promotion that comes out tomorrow, okay? Also, do I have any other announcements? No, not right now. Not that I can actually say right now. I have some things coming up, but I can't actually speak on it right now. So nothing else right now, just besides the Celestial City, that's it. That's it. Okay. So anywho, now we're going to get into this forecast, but first and foremost, I'm just going to kind of give like a brief overview of what is coming. So we are finally in the month of November. And so that means that 2021 is coming to an end soon. And this is going to be one of those tense months that we've been experiencing like all year long, right? And this is due to that T-square energy that's been happening all year long between Mars, Saturn, and Uranus. So excuse me, keep in mind that, you know, we have several things that's leading up to this energy, and it's going to be kind of triggering it, bringing out some synchronicities that's going to happen throughout this entire month. And it's going to be a revisit of those same themes that we've experienced all year long. So there's been something that has been like oppressive, restricting, limiting, something you've been wanting to break free from, some kind of change that's needed to be made. And it's been like reappearing itself several times throughout the year. You've probably been dealing with it all year long, just this really intense, heavy feeling about some type of topic or situation or circumstance, whatever area in your life that is being impacted by this energy is going to be coming up. Okay, so this month also it kicks off eclipse season. So we have the lunar eclipse that's happening in Taurus, and this happens at the end of the month. So this is a fated time that's going to bring us a lot of significant turn of events that come unexpectedly, because that's what happens with, you know, eclipse season. Things come and it kind of clip things off. It's like an eclipse, it cuts things out. A lot of fated situations that might come up. There's also going to be many endings that happen this month, and that's so we can embrace all the new stuff that's coming our way. So just kind of summarizing it all up, there's going to be an evolution that's occurring, and there's a lot of changing and evolving. We're all evolving, whether it's in our consciousness, our spirituality, or however, it's an evolution that is occurring within us all. Okay, so that's what I have as far as like the overall general view for the month of November. So let's dive into this week's forecast. We have a lot going on this week, okay? So the first week of November is intense. Okay, so we're going to be covering the energy for October 31st all the way through November 6th. And this week we have a lot of mental energy going on. So starting off the month with Mercury making aspects to Jupiter and Pluto. All right, this is happening in the first week. And then we are being requested to expand and go deep in our minds and in our psyche with this energy. And then as the week continues, we have that Scorpio New Moon that's going to be setting things in motion, setting our intentions in order to manifest with intensity, focus, passion, and devotion, that Scorpio energy. So it brings up those questions of what are we allowing to die in order to rebirth some newness in our life, right? That metamorphosis and that death and rebirth that Scorpio is really supportive of, that it brings out in all of us. So before this week actually concludes, Venus is going to move into Capricorn, where it's getting ready in position for its retrograde that starts in December. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. And then lastly, we have Mercury that's going to move into Scorpio. So it's leaving the truth of Libra, right? And now we're able to take that truth that we have been identifying and creating while it's been in Libra during that retrograde period and all that, and move it into the Scorpio area where we can focus deeper on planning those goals, right? So this is some exciting things, you know, to experience. So you can choose to be excited or you can choose to be worried. It's all about your perceptions, okay? So now moving on, we're going to talk about November 1st. What happens? So we don't have anything going on Halloween, but on November 1st, that's Dia de los Muertos, right? So we are going to, on the Day of the Dead, we're going to be having Mercury, which is in Libra, trining Jupiter in Aquarius. And this happens November 1st. And so this is all about our connections, ideas, action-based opportunities that's going to bring in abundance of more opportunities, just abundance in general. So this is going to really have us under the lucky influence of Jupiter, because it's making a sextile with the planet of information, right? Mercury. So there might be some favorable news that come our way on this day. We might get some information or something, or we just might have like a really great mental positive energy. This is a wonderful time for us to sign contracts and solidify any business deals, because it might really result in some fortunate outcomes. Especially if you've been like working on something behind the scenes and haven't been able to get off, or, you know, get off the ground or get moving. This is a wonderful time to kind of solidify those things and kind of, either if you're not making it solid, then you're actually making some type of negotiation that will work out in your favor on this day. It's a great time to do that. Okay, we could utilize this energy for fun and leisure on the opposite end, or we could use it for business theme situations as well. So planning a trip, connecting with your friends, socializing, even studying like a new language, astrology, or new belief system, spirituality. This is going to be things that are supported on this day during this time between November 1st and November 2nd. And Jupiter is going to assist us in trusting our truth and our intuition. So that way we can make those decisions that's going to yield positive results in our life. Okay, now moving on to November 2nd, the very next day, we have Mercury. After it's making this beautiful trine to Jupiter, it's a wonderful trine, right? That's making with Jupiter. It's going to be squaring Pluto, which is in Capricorn, and it is now direct. Right? So talk about tension in our psyche. Okay, that's going to be evident on this day. Mercury rules our mindset, our perceptions, our communication, the immediate environment. It also is the ruler of like small business, our vehicles, how we commute back and forth. So with Pluto being in play, Pluto is the ruler of the deep. It's our psychology, it's intimate relationships, karma. It even is the ruler of trauma. Okay, so the intense square between Mercury and Pluto is going to bring up a need in all of us to investigate and discover those hidden truths. So things that have been just in plain sight that we have not been able to see, just been hidden in plain sight. So we can like choose a few ways to handle this energy. So with intensity and focus, we can uncover the more profound meaning of our lives. And that's all about that biopsychosocial factor, right? So witnessing the social, the psychological, and the biological connections of the different themes that play out or play relevant roles in our human development, our human experience. All these things can promote growth, even through our environmental changes, right? So there might be some sort of unexpected predicament that comes up that causes us to take a higher ground, get a bird's eye view, in order to transform our mind. And then that transformation in our mind, our perception, is going to change how we respond to those things, right? That's that biopsychosocial. Taking into account how the biology of our makeup, right? Our psychology and our social environment, how we were raised, how, we were conditioned in a sense, taking all those things into account when we are reevaluating and understanding why we respond to certain things in our environments and in our lives. So we might be on the defensive end because this energy can be there, because Pluto is about power struggles as well. So we might be on the defensive end of things, feeling like we need to protect what is ours, even if it means that you are defending or protecting a stance, a mindset, a belief, or a viewpoint. So we should be careful that we are not going to extremes to prove a point or protect that point, because it might really result in some type of unnecessary agreement or unnecessary disagreement. And this could bring out like some type of strife or strain even in our life. So the key is to seek understanding rather than convincing. Try to understand that everyone is different. Everyone has a different viewpoint. Everyone has a different path, a different belief, and that is perfectly okay. And that's what makes us beautiful, because even if it's understanding of yourself and releasing the need to convince ourselves, whether it's that or it's actually trying to convince others and needing to understand others, releasing that need. It's just more so about acceptance and understanding that we're all different, and that's what makes us beautiful, and that's what we need to function and move and flow throughout our life. Okay, so that's kind of like some intense energy that's leading up to this new moon that we have on Thursday, November 4th. Now, this new moon is happening in Scorpio at 12 degrees. So when the sun and moon come into an exact conjunction, that's how the new moon is formed, meaning they come together, same sign, same degree. So on this day, on Thursday, November 4th, the new moon is going to occur in this deep, mysterious sign of Scorpio. And this is going to be really bringing up that need for a metamorphosis. We need change. We need transformation. And an aspect of our life has really been changing already. And something within us is already changing. The world around us we see is definitely changing. And so as the sun and moon come together, it's going to begin to make another aspect. It's going to begin to oppose unpredictable Uranus, right? So this is allowing those changes that we need to happen in the most unconventional and unexpected ways. So we have to remain open-minded, especially when we're setting our intentions. Remain open-minded to how these things are going to occur. We don't want to set our minds and be on that fixed energy of that Uranus and Taurus, right? So Uranus and Taurus is really teaching that Taurus energy not to be so fixed on a certain outcome or how it's going to turn out or how we're going to experience the pleasure and the joy or whatever in our life. So let's not get fixed on how these things are going to manifest. Let's just say what it is that we desire, what it is that we need to manifest, and make sure that it's in alignment with where we are currently in our life and our timing, right? So we have all been struggling for autonomy and independence. And with this energy, it's the energy of Scorpio. So, this new moon is going to help us do just that. And it's like an urge to experience something unusual. That's going to kind of like increase. We're going to want to have different experiences. We're going to want to experience and be stimulated in a different way, possibly causing some impatience and some impulsive reaction. And that might cause us to end something abruptly without actually thinking or considering other options or considering other ways of doing things, because we want that individuality so bad. We want freedom, we want excitement, we want stimulation, we want the autonomy. And now it's time to seek that, but just make sure that we're doing so with careful thought, not allowing that Uranus rules our nervous system just as well as Mercury does. And so not allowing our nervous system to get the best of us, making sure that we are we're tapping into that parasympathetic nervous system and keeping calm, doing our breathing exercises, practicing the pause before we make a decision that is just irrational. So Using today's moon energy to set intentions is going to inspire change and will give us that insight to transform our worlds that we want, transform them into what it is that we desire to experience. So it's really a wonderful time to go within and see where we are all being guided to shift and change and move and transform and metamorphosize. All right. So now, moving on, we have also the same day on November 4th, the sun is going to oppose Uranus, which is in Taurus and is still retrograde. I need to get me some drink. It's a lot to talk about. Okay, so now sun opposing Uranus and Taurus retrograde, same day as we have this new moon. And that's because sun and moon are together. Right. So that is more so like that moon energy about our emotional, our sense of security and stability. But when you just take the sun, just think about how the sun is by itself, even then it's opposing Uranus and Taurus. Now, because it's happening the same day as this new moon, we're still having that energy of the new moon. So the sun is also going to be in a direct opposition with Uranus retrograde in Taurus. And this is adding to that freedom, that seeking of freedom, right? The need, the energy of wanting the freedom. We're going to be searching for a way to add more excitement to our lives. The entire year of 2021, we felt like we've been under pressure, seeking expansion, change, independence, wanting to be spontaneous in our lives. And this transit is going to really bring this energy up to the surface where we just want to feel like we need to break free. We want to have the joy, want to have the fun, the experiences, just difference, connecting with people, all of those things. So this is highlighting that Saturn-Uranus square of restrictions that we felt all year long, and the changes that we seek in our futures become more apparent as we embrace these unexpected changes with an open mind. So this is about us remaining open-minded to move through those changes that are being presented to us at this time. Like, we're getting the opportunities. It's just right now it doesn't appear so. Just wait for it. Okay. So now moving on, the very next day after this new moon, we have Venus leaving Sagittarius. Has been seeking freedom and sovereignty this entire time in different ways of finding joy and fun and adventure. And now it's moving into Capricorn. So Venus is going to be in Capricorn for an extended period of time because Venus is going to station retrograde during this time. Venus is going to enter Capricorn on November 5th, and it will remain in Capricorn until March 6th. So this is going to be a really interesting winter, I will say that. So as the winter months approach, things become more appealing, I guess you can say, because Venus is going to be entering into Capricorn. It doesn't sound glamorous, Venus and Capricorn. Venus is love and money and partnerships and beauty and blah, 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 all those things. And Capricorn is about hard work, right? But Capricorn is also about stability. It's about discipline. It's about order. So although it might not sound glamorous, that's not the case at all. Venus rules our finances, beauty, values, relationships, material possessions, all those things. But when it's transiting the sign of stability, we tend to find more grounding in these areas of our lives. We get more stability in these areas. So we will seek a stable relationship. We will seek those stable financial situations, all while seeking to refine this beauty, right? What is beauty? What does it mean? Right? In a different way, in a different light, with a different perception. So the responsibility that we need to develop with this love and money will be created during this extra long transit, because Venus is going to transit Capricorn, like I said, for an extended period of time, because the retrograde actually begins on December 19th. Now, wherever Capricorn sits in your chart, we can expect to pay attention to the synchronicities that occur from right now, November 5th until mid-December, because as when a retrograde period begins, we will start to review and revise these themes. They're going to make themselves evident yet again, so we can make some necessary changes in order to have that sense of stability and safety that we need. Now, the question is, how are we working towards our goals and our valued possessions, right? So kind of like sit with that. How are we working towards getting those things that we want? The winter month will encourage us to really make sure that we are working towards what we say we want, while taking responsibility for the things that we previously have created while manifesting what it is that we want in our future. So it's like telling us, hey, this is what you have. You got to take responsibility. This is what you've created. Now you have to take care of it. You said you want this. Are you sure you want this? This is what's going to be required to have this. So that's what's going to be happening during the entire winter month, right? Perfect for Christmas. All right. Okay, so anywho, this Venus energy is also going to be sextile in Mercury. And so this is going to spark some new insight, bringing forth some news that's going to support our need for stability. Venus is transitioning, and it's going to also make a trine to Uranus, which is going to bring possibly new relationships and also unexpected events with money. Maybe you're going to get a large sum of money. It's highly possible. All those things. So there's much in store with this transit. So just remain open-minded and flow with the changes, because they are guiding us to where we desire to be with responsibility. Okay. Now, moving on, we have Mercury that is entering into Scorpio the same day on November 5th, and it will be in the sign of Scorpio until November 24th. So right before Thanksgiving, we're going to have this transit move, then it'll move into Sagittarius, yes. So it'll move into Sagittarius afterwards. But from November 5th to November 24th, we have Mercury leaving Libra, where it has been for far too long. Okay, for quite some time. It has been transiting the truth of Libra, and now it's finally entering into secretive Scorpio, right? If that's any better. So Mercury in Scorpio is going to encourage us to get to the bottom of things and uncover those hidden truths through the depths of our psyches. As the planet of our perception transits the sign of divination and psychic abilities and all that, all our psychic abilities and our intuition is going to strengthen during this time. We're going to be given opportunities to strengthen it, to trust ourselves, trust our intuition, trust what we know, right? Mercury in Scorpio is very piercing and penetrating and deep, and it's also sensitive, and it's always encouraging us to discover the truth. So almost immediately, once Mercury moves into Scorpio, is going to make a conjunction with Mars. And this is going to speed up our mental activity and possibly creating some strain in our communication due to that aggressive energy that Mars carry, right? And Scorpio doesn't make it any better. Scorpio is very straight to the point, but at the same time, not. It's kind of weird. It's like it's straight to the point, but you won't know it until after the fact kind of thing. So Mercury will come into this square also with Saturn while it's in a conjunction with Mars. And this is going to create some heavy energy that causes some mental focus. So we will be able to really focus on what it is that we are working on and what it is that we are needing to focus on. Because as this transit continues, Mercury is going to oppose Uranus and is going to have a dance with Neptune. And this might bring in some anxieties due to the cloudy unpredictability that this energy brings, right? Because Uranus is unpredictable. It can be a quite bit chaotic. And, Uranus and also Mercury, they rule the nervous system. So that opposition might bring in some anxieties, truly some anxiety. So it's a really good time to focus on your nervous system during this energy, during this time. All right. Now, all in all, this transit is going to help us uncover what has been hidden in plain sight for the most part. So just kind of stay aware, keep your awareness up. Self-awareness as well is highly important. Now, the last thing to talk about for this week, right? Can you just think, this is only for 1 week. This is the first week of November. Imagine, okay? Anywho, so the last thing we're going to talk about for this week, on November 6th, we have Mercury in Scorpio making a sextile to Venus in Capricorn. So Venus has freshly entered into the sign of stability, and now the sextile to Mercury, we can enjoy deeper bonding through communication with our loved ones, right? Something that we need. We need to talk. Everybody need to talk. Communication is important. We need to talk. Talk about what you want. Talk about your values. Talk about what you desire. All those things. Our intimate relationships and our finances can become more stable with the right mindset, planning, and skills and communication. Talk about it. All right. Get the planning, get the things in order, state what it is that you want. Engaging in business deals for some type of financial gain is highly favored, especially on this day. So if you have something that you are looking to, maybe invest in some money or something like that, or invest your money into like a stock or invest in something, it might actually work out in your favor on this day. So especially if there has been like some uncertainty surrounding an area of our life, like in business, maybe even a conflict, this is a wonderful time to kind of work out those things, iron out those details, get it understood. So on this day, we might have what we need to express ourselves and release the stress and work out how we relate to others in our personal lives as well as in our businesses. Okay. So whether it's in career, all those different things. All right. So now that is all that I have for this week. I know it was a lot. It's like, oh, that's just it. No, it was a lot to digest. So as I mentioned before, description box has all the things that House of Chiron and Gemini Jazz is doing. Go ahead and hit that up and look in there and get all the links and all the good stuff. And yeah, look forward to connecting with you all next week for next week's energy. We have some more to talk about, right? Because this month is interesting, I will say. But anywho, I hope y'all have a wonderful first week in November. We are almost at the end of 2021 and have a wonderful one. Bye.